Buildings are the wealth of nations, our largest capital asset. They are the ornament of cultures, and they are where we spend most of our lives. Some of our more arrogant and careless buildings are at war with time and change, and they always lose. Some buildings, though, seem to flow with time. They flow with us. I've been living and writing in and around San Francisco for 40 years. I've seen the city change and grow. Architectural styles came and went. Planning theories came and went. Real estate boomed and busted. Old buildings were refreshed, new buildings modified. Some got steadily better, some steadily worse. I began to wonder about that. What makes some buildings keep getting better and others not? Since we create the buildings around us, you think they'd be our servants. Instead, most of the buildings we have thwart us constantly. I got so interested in this problem, I wound up spending 6 years studying it. The approach I took was to look at what happens with buildings after they're built. That's when the users take over and begin to reshape the building to suit their own real needs. What kinds of buildings, I wondered, work well with that evolution? And why do so many buildings work so badly? In 1991, a poll of the American Institute of Architects voted I.M. Pei to be the most influential living American architect. In 1986, he designed this, the Media Lab at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Here was a building purpose-built to house a diverse array of disciplines and people, collaborating on deep research and fast-evolving computer and communication technologies. I was at the Media Lab when it was brand new. In the 3 months I was there, the elevator caught fire, the revolving door kept breaking, every doorknob in the building had to be replaced, the automatic door closers were stronger than people and had to be adjusted, and an untraceable stench of something horribly dead filled the public lecture hall for months. This is normal. In many research buildings, a central atrium serves to bring people together with open stairways, casual meeting areas, and a shared entrance where everyone sees each other daily. The Media Lab's atrium cuts people off from each other. There are 3 widely separated entrances, each huge and glassy, 3 scattered elevators, few stairs, and from nowhere can you see other humans in the 5-story space. Where people might be visible, they are carefully obscured by internal windows of smoked glass. Frank Lloyd Wright is considered to be the greatest American architect of all time. This is one of his buildings, and it's beautiful, but it leaked from day one. The Marin County Civic Center in California was the last project of his life, but it leaked just as badly as all of his earlier buildings. His clients would say, "The roof leaks," and he would joke, "That's how you can tell it's a roof." Someone should have told him, "That's how you can tell it's a failure." The desire by architects, planners, and politicians to impose a style without planning for long-term use, change, and adaptability can cause all kinds of problems. In Paris, Mitterrand's Grand Projets have had assorted disasters. Built quick to look impressive, these buildings have had a terrible maintenance record.
On est allé trop vite dans toute la construction des grands travaux en général, des grands travaux commencés avec François Mitterrand. Ces monuments ont été vite faits, très vite faits, vite conçus. Et évidemment, on n'a pas pensé que quelques années plus tard, il pourrait y avoir des gros problèmes. Il y a des filets sur la Bastille parce qu'on s'est rendu compte il y a quelque temps que des plaques qui constituaient et qui recouvraient la façade de l'Opéra était chancelante. Et il y a même eu une plaque qui était prête de tomber il y a quelques mois. Donc des mesures ont été prises à l'été dernier, c'est-à-dire au mois d'août 1996, pour poser des filets afin que le public éventuellement ne reçoive pas une plaque sur la tête.
At the Bibliothèque Nationale, the trademark glass towers proved too hot for the books inside. One day of bright sunshine and the books would bake. Wooden blinds had to be added all over the building, hugely increasing the construction costs.
One of the strongest criticisms which has come from researchers and scientists who are actually going to have to work in this library is that the running costs are going to be huge, and to save money the finance ministry has insisted that they buy fewer books. And one of the important things for a French national library is that they want to safeguard French culture, so they want to buy and stock many French books. They want to be able to compete with the Library of Congress and the British Library. And what's actually happened is that because of all the problems, they're having to save on this very thing. There's all sorts of elements which just don't seem to have been thought through. Why didn't they look first at the book, the reader, and then go from there? I think they did the opposite. I think they looked at the building first and thought of the reader last.
The building material of the late 20th century is glass, and it's also the problem material. In many new buildings, there's too much of it, in the wrong places, doing the wrong things. At the John Hancock Tower in Boston, the glass fell out. All the windows had to be replaced, and the interior of the building had to be completely restructured because of its failure handling wind loads. Here at the Western Morning News building in Plymouth, designed to look like an enormous transparent glass boat, few people would deny that this was a dramatic and powerful statement building, visible across the harbor, shining in the night sky. But something is wrong when a glass panel in the vast atrium smashes for no apparent reason in the first year of use, and blinds have to be put across the windows because the building has trouble handling solar heat gain and loss. Other glass buildings may intend to dazzle the viewer, but their reflective brightness on a hot day is literally blinding. The alternatives, such as these tinted, unopenable windows on the BBC's own White City building, may keep out sun and dazzle, but a wet, wintry West London day makes basic daylight an unobtainable luxury. When a building doesn't work, the owners have three choices: put up with it, try to change it, or one of the main problems is that architects and their clients often concentrate more on the look of a building than its eventual use or function. Works of architecture tend to have great facades that will look impressive and original in the magazines. But the ways in which these buildings might work, develop, or grow don't appear in the magazines at all, and so they're given low priority.
One of the things that's happened with facade architecture is that on a very large scale new techniques of construction were attempted without, in many cases, enough research, enough care to make sure that the way in which the buildings endured and matured and improved over time could be achieved. The important thing was almost the initial flash, the first impact. What happened subsequently wasn't anyone's job.